Turning now to the coronavirus, cases continue to rise in every central Georgia county, with some areas seeing numbers 25 times higher than a month ago. Caitlin Heck breaks down the latest data from the Department of Public Health.
Let's start with the statewide numbers. Georgia's case count started to rise in mid-June, and it hasn't stopped since. Right before the state's two-week preliminary data window, Georgia averaged 1,361 new cases a day. Within about a week, that almost doubled to 2,441. The state is still collecting data from this time in the preliminary window, so we're still likely to see that number go up. But it is already 10 times higher than it was at this low point in mid-June. The CDC's latest report says the Delta variant now makes up about 40% of new cases in the state. While numbers are still nowhere near the peak that we saw in January, they're more than half of this peak last July, when the state topped out at 4,678 new cases a day. In Bibb County, numbers climbed from an average of 3 cases up to 50 new cases a day in the last month. That's nearly a third of where the county stood at the highest point in January. Houston County sits around the same level, averaging 47 new cases a day compared to 2 at this low point in mid-June. Houston is seeing nearly as many cases as this peak in July of 2020, when they averaged 55 new cases a day. And we're seeing similar trends in just about every central Georgia county. We'll continue to track these numbers, especially as kids head back to school, many of them too young to get vaccinated. I'm Caitlin Heck, 13 WMAZ News.
And when it comes to Georgia's vaccination numbers, around 40% of people are fully vaccinated. That's according to the Georgia Department of Health. In Bibb County, that figure is a little lower, with 34% of people vaccinated.